Hello, this is Johnny Lu. I'm going to do today's topic is going to be MAME and how to set up the MAME controller. The one that we did on the first one, it was the MAME4ALL, and we're going to go ahead and do that one first. Now you will have to have a mouse plug into it. So when you click on the mouse, it gives you the option, the left click, and you could click on option, or you could just go into the system first, and you will click on the corner because the key button are hidden. So if you click on the corner very top right side, you also get this option, and you go to option and go setting, and we're going to talk about how to set this up. So the first thing is that we are going to scroll down to where it say the input setting, where it define the key. So you scroll down till you see the input setting for define the key. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to select player 1. Now remember, you have to have a mouse plugin to do this on your first time for the MAME. So as you can see, my mouse is plugged into and my SD card is also plugged in here, and I'm using one of the dangle, and I also have one of the joystick plug-in to show you that it does work with external joystick if you have a plugin like that. And you're just going to go down each one of them using your joystick. For up, you just press Y first, and then you choose the stick. Let me see if I could make this darker so you can see there you go. And then you're just going to press, it says stick up, so you can press up, and it say D-pad is up. Then you go down to the next one and you press the Y, and it say press down, so you're going to take that and press down, and now it said D-pad down. So I already have all this configured, and same thing with the joystick. It say press B, so you press the Y to activate it. Then you're gonna press, it say press B, so your B button is right here, so I'm gonna press the B button. Now even though this say B, it's actually reverse, so the system actually show it is button X, but the B, that's the B button label here, that's the one I press. So it's a little bit off on the labeling. B, it physically is actually X, and X is actually B, and vice versa. So up here is actually A, B, X, Y. But without getting confused, just follow this, then you won't get confused which button to push. So just follow that, and then do your button. Okay, once you finish that, then you go to the select button. Now you only have 4 buttons, you don't have the L1, L2. So select, you're just going to press Y again, and then you are going to press the coin for select, and it automatically change the button select. That's what I use. Okay, so those are the button, and also last one is the start button, and then X is out. So X is out, you're going to press the back. So you press the Y button and you press the back for exit out the game. Okay, let's check it. It should say back. See back. Okay, so those are the 3 buttons. Don't forget to set it up. and then your 4 button, and then your direction button is on top. And once you finish that, you just click back and then back. That's for player 1. Now here's the problem. If you set up for player 2 and you got a second joystick plug-in, I realized that if you use this one, the Xbox or PSP, it's not going to work because somehow when you plug in there, it does not see it. It will not work. And this is for the USB as well, and it does not work. But funny to say is that I got this one to work, but this other one is called the Retro Freak, and you could actually play this one with it. But the problem is that this one, the D-pad is exactly identical as this D-pad, meaning that they use the same address. Now this, it doesn't. So you could do jump and stuff, but when you try to move, you move both characters. You won't be able to move just that one. So the D-pad does not work. Okay. Now if you do not want to use this one at all and just want to use this one, you don't want to use that at all, you want to use this, then yeah, you could have this program with D-pad pointing to this one, and then the button, then you could play your first player from here, and you just won't play with this one, okay, because it conflicts the D direction. And I'll demonstrate that later on. I think I'll do that in my other video, so I will focus on MAME first. So you got all your D direction control set up. Press back, first player, press back. Okay, then the next thing you're gonna set up is what I wrote down. It's an animation. So you want to turn off the animation. Here you go, animated. If you notice, the check mark is off. So if you want to turn it on, you just press Y, turn it on. But I have it turned off. Okay, the animate touch control disable for huge performance boots. So it helps by turning the animate out. Okay, and the third one you're going to is verbal vibrate on key press. We don't have any vibration on this thing, so you could turn that off as well. So that's the third thing you want to turn off. The fourth one would be the touch control touch. Okay, find it. Touch control visible. Okay, you could turn that off. That way the button won't show up, because you don't need the button to show up. Now you have to do it twice. See, this one is portal display setting. So if a screen is playing straight up, like horizontal straight up, it's not vertical, you have to turn that off, and then you have to also do it on the one with the landscape. Okay, so that's one is for that display. Now the scaling, I left this one alone because I kept the aspect ratio the same, because I like it stand straight up. You don't want to, because if a game is playing straight up and you stretch it, it's gonna look like that, look funny. So on a portal, on this one display, I did not change it. On the portal display, I leave it alone. And then the touch and the smooth scaling, I turn it on because I want it to display smooth. Okay, so that's number 5th one. And then I'm gonna go to the other one, which is the landscape. So you're gonna scroll down, and here's the landscape. Now landscape, I went and pressed the Y because I want to stretch the screen to a full screen. So I don't want it to stay in the like box side. I just want to stretch it a little bit more, and I like that better, so I stretch it to fit the screen. Okay, for the landscape. Okay, to accept that, you just press 1 again. Alright, so I stretch it to the landscape. Then the smooth scaling, I gotta have it turn on. So just repeating what you did on the top. And the touch controller, I turn it off. If you turn it on, you can see those buttons, the D and then the 4 button or the 2 button, depending on the game. So I turn those off, and then like smooth scaling, I turn it on, and that's it. That's all you gotta do on MAME4ALL emulator right here. They also call it the same name actually. Just the program itself outside say MAME4ALL, but this is also say Android. So it's a little bit confusing because they're all the same. What you call it? It's just different version of it. Okay. So don't let the title confuse you. But let's go out and then you will know which one we are configuring. Okay. So I have a full screen landscape stretch out, but the portal is stay the same. Let me zoom this. Okay. So let's test one of them. I think this game is play straight up. You press the select, you press star, and then star again. Then you wobble the D joystick, and then the game will start. And to play it, you just press coin, and then coin. See, let's turn the volume back up a little bit. Okay, and then press the start button. So this game is still play up and down. So I'm gonna get the mouse. You see the mouse? I'm gonna click the mouse at the corner. Go to option, setting. So if I was to say default settings, keyboard, we did the keyboard. Portal, keep the aspect ratio. Well, I think that is the, let's see, what if I do the same thing here? Keep the aspect ratio on the landscape. Okay, so now you just click back. See that the game is played straight up. So the game you are playing the original. But look, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, when you stretch out, you know. But let's go. Oh, this is to get out. Are you sure you want to exit out? No. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the mouse again. Let's see if we can find the mouse. There you go. Mouse is moving around. And go all up to the right hand side and click left, and then the options screen, setting, and I'm gonna scroll down. This is for inputting the key control on the game, and then I'm gonna go to portal display setting, and I'm gonna go to the landscape setting again, and I wanted to do the stretch to fit. Okay. And then to save it, you just exit out, automatically save it. Okay, and I was able to get this one also, the moonwalk. Let's see which one is the one I use. Let's try it on. And that's an awesome game to play. Here you always have to press this. That's the arcade game. I spent $25 with me and my nephew, and I think he was about 8 years old, and we actually finished the whole game in arcade. We actually beat the game, but it cost $25, 25 coin, which is $25. We put in there, so $25 times 4 quarter. So we play a lot. We put a lot of quarter in there. But I spent $25 just to finish this game with my nephew, 2-player. And so you could like play 2-player on this, but the problem is if you have a 2-player plug-in, I don't know this one. I haven't set this one up, but I don't know. I haven't set it up yet. Oh, it does let me get out. Do you want to access out? No. Let me start the game again. You press the coin. I wonder if I could plus the coin here. Yeah, it does. And start the game. And start the game. So it's 2 players, see that? Now with this one, see the button work when I press it here. So the button does work. Now does it? See, when I control the D button, it only controls one person. It's same as this one. It only controls this one. Okay, it doesn't control this person. This person, the D button does not work. It only controls the one player. And but the button here, it works. See, it's shooting. But that's all I could do. See, it only shoot, but that doesn't do anything else. I can't move it. So that's why what I'm trying to say, it does not work with the 2 controller. I mean, you could get 2 players going, but some reason this is configured. Now, if you configure this one, then this one won't work. If you configure this one, then the second one won't work. But all the button all other buttons work. So, all right, let's get out again. So that's how you configure the MAME4ALL. So we're gonna go ahead and exit out the game. And so that's the first one we did. We did the MAME4. Now they both are very similar. This one and this one. Now this one is running directly from SD card, and this one I'm running it from the USB host. So remember last time when I look at the USB, it had 1,296 game. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start this game. And since you have a lot of space on SD card, it's okay to go ahead and put that much game in there. And so what I did is, the green one is the one that I like to play. I want to show up. You could set it up where you could have a favor, and you say, okay, I want just to show all my favorite game and nothing else. The screen is kind of tilted in the back. And so you could do that, and then if you don't want the game, you could delete it. So for example, I got 1,290 game. I'm gonna scroll down and see which one. Now this is the bio, so therefore I'm not gonna even try to load that. Let's try to load this one. I'm not sure. I don't get a chance to play with all the arcade, so I'm gonna press star. This one you got to press Y to start the game. Nope. Let me take that back. So maybe B. Yeah, B. Okay. So in this emulator, this one is called the MAME4DROID, and this one is the one that we told you to that Glenn told you to remove. This one actually came with the data ease. Okay. But the version is a little bit different. I think this one's a little bit different. Now this one is missing the the CHD images, so it will not work. So before you delete it, you make sure you don't have another game that require that file. So that's the things. Once you delete it, then if you need it and you delete it, then the other game will not work. Like for example, when I was playing Michael Jackson, I need both for the file. Cannot delete one of them. One of them doesn't work, but one of them need the other one to work. So you need both of them. So this look like this is the only game that that use that. So to delete it, you press the A button, and that's when you get an option to either add it to your favor, or you could make it darker so you can see. Add it to your favor right there on the top. Add it to your favor, or you could delete it from the physical file, physical location of your USB. So if I don't want it to show up no more and I don't need that file, I could go ahead and select that and then press B to confirm. Okay, and that's how you get rid of your game. So after you finish, you have a list of games that you like, you put green, and the one that you wanted to play later, but it's not your favorite game. And then the one that does not work, you could totally remove it. Okay, and this one is the Sailor Moon, and one is the and Sailor Moon in Japan. They're both in Japan. One is I guess the second version, and one is the first. So to test that out, you press the B button on this controller here. You don't press the star, you press the B. And once you see that, same thing, you wiggle your joystick. And then the game, if it works, it will start. See? So you know, hey, that game work. So it's a 1,220 some file, and some of them might be ROM, like bio, and some of them might be a file that you needed for the other game to load. So when you go and delete stuff, make sure if you have a whole set and one of them work, just keep all of them, don't delete them, because the other one might need the game might actually need all the file there. But with this version, what it does, it show all your file. Okay, it show click back again, and do I want to access out this game? Yes, press B. Okay, alright, so like this one, I did not delete everything up down here, because you have a Korean version, a Japanese version, and a European version. Now I know most of the time European require you cannot delete the European. You might be able to get away with deleting Korean and Japan, but it's to play it safe. If you're not sure, just keep it, because they're all related to each other. So you don't want to delete their family. They need each other to run. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't delete those. And the bio, especially, keep all those bio, because those bio the game are looking for, so you don't want to delete those. And then this is Sailor Moon 2, so we can click B to make sure see if it work. And then you wiggle it. Now if a game load very slow, you might as well just give it up, delete it, because it's just gonna hang and it's gonna freeze up your system, and you have to turn the power off and turn it back on. So this is Sailor Moon 2, and it seems to be loading okay. And press star. Okay. I cannot read Japanese, so I'm going to just exit out this game. Press B to yes to exit out this game. Now let's go ahead and configure this joystick. This one is almost the same as the other one, but a little bit different. So same thing, go to the corner of the screen with your mouse, see it's moving. Press the right button of your mouse. You say, are you sure you want to exit out this thing? No, that's not what I try to do. Oh, maybe it's down here. Arrow key, there you go. This one's a little bit different. Your option key is at this button, like this bottom of this arrow. So you press that button, and then you go to the setting. Okay, so this one is a little bit different. All right, so select the input option. So we are going to go to, I believe this is the top already. So input is where you are going to change the button. Okay, here's a touch screen control, external controller. We're not going to do any of those. We're going to look for defining key. So you're going to scroll down. Let's go back. It's not probably not on this screen. General event. Oh, events is actually the one where you could change the path of the game. Okay, and right here you install your path. You could change it. Some reason it's showing this is the default path. This is not my path to my SD card. That's not the path. It showed this is the current path, but that's not correct. So I don't know why. Maybe there's some buggy on this emulator, but this is not the path that my game is running from. It's not running from MNT SD card. It's not running from the hard drive. It's actually running from the MNT/USB host 1 / then MAME4DROID / and then the game is in the ROM folder. So that's not the correct path. Now we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna look for like I say, this screen option is a little bit different. So the advanced is the one you change the path, so it's not in advanced. Portal is the one you're going to change the scaling mode. So I kept it the same aspect. That's the same as the other one. We kept it the same. The touch screen control, that's the one you're going to take off. The same thing as the other one. So you want to go ahead and take that off. Okay. And smooth scaling, I put it on so the game will play smooth. And then here is a full screen. I took that off because this is portal display. Now we're in the landscape. So landscape, you go down to touch screen. You want to disable that so the button won't show up on the screen. And the smooth scaling, yes, you want to put a check on that. And that's it on that one. Select the enable the full screen. So the landscape I change it to stretch to fit screen, but on the portal I left it to keep the aspect ratio. I didn't change it. Okay, now the problem is, where is the key defined? And the way I have it configured, the way I wrote it down last time, it is in the input folder. So we're gonna go to the input and we're gonna press the B button to get into input, and then you're gonna go to external control. So luckily I wrote that down because I will never find it. External control, press the B button. Here is where you define the key. Okay, define the physical key of your joystick. So you're gonna press the B button again, right here, B button, and player 1, and then you're gonna configure the same thing. The down, up, right, left, that's for the D-pad right here. And then you're going to set up your A button, your B button, and your C button, and the D button. Then after that, you're going to do the coin, which is the select button, which is here, say coin. And then your start button, which is your start button here. So for example, I press the Y button. You always press the Y to choose the option, and we are setting up the start button. So we have a start button here. We're going to press start, and right here it say button start. So it should say the same thing because I already configured it. Say the same thing. unload, go down more. Start button, say button start, still stay the same. So after you configure this, you just click back and back. So that's it. That's how you configure the keypad for the MAME4DROID. Okay, that's the second one, and this is the one that you can actually read from the USB SD card. Okay, so you go to input. Let's go back to change to get your joystick to work on MAME. You have to go to input first, and then choose the B button to get in. Then you choose the external controller. Okay, then press the B button, and then here is the one you're going to define the key, and that's how you set up the key. Okay, and then you're going to select the first player, and then select the button for yourself. Okay, to get out, go back, and go back, and go back one more, and then you're in the main screen again. Okay, so this is how you set up this one. Now, to get out to play the game, you press the B to play the game, and once you exit out the game, and if you want to save it as your favorite, you're going to press the A button like this, A, and then you could say I wanted to add it to my favorite, or I want to physically delete it. Like if you don't really like the game, you say I don't really like the game, so you could delete it. Or if you don't want to do nothing, you just go to return to the prior menu, so you press the B button to get back here. So try this out. You could download the MAME pack from emuparadise.com, and you could search for all the pack. You could do Google search and search for the MAME ROM pack, and it should take you to emuparadise.com and show you you could download the whole pack. And then once you download the whole pack, you just unzip it, put it in there, and then try it. Now make sure you download all your bio. You could also look for MAME bio, BIOS. You need those bio to play the game. So download those and unzip it and put it in the same folder where the ROMs is located at, and then you could go from there. So let me exit out this game. The system. Now this one, for some reason, it won't let me change the path. I want this to not point to the physical SD card. I want it to point to the USB, because this one is actually a better emulator. If a game is not made to run on here, it will not show up. If a game, this one will, everything you put in there, it will show up. And so some game it might work, some game it might not work, but it will show up, and it will tell you which game doesn't work. And because if you select it, it'll give you the red color, say that it work or not. But let's go back to the MAME4ALL. I haven't shown you how to change the path, and I will go ahead and show it to you that it does not work. I press the Y to activate it, and I'm going to use the mouse instead of going to the top corner left. I'm just going to click the right click button. Well, right click is to exit out. No, I'm going to do the left click button. Okay, left click button of the mouse. Go to option, go to setting. To change the path of this game where it's loading from, you say change ROM path. But when I click here, it say, are you sure you want to change it? And I say yes, but it did not come back and ask me where. It just sit there, do nothing. So that's why I had the second version of the MAME installed, because this one I cannot change the path to point to the. It did not ask me. I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and it still does not ask me. So I don't know, maybe I need to go Google this and download a new one, because the one that I download apparently I guess have some bug in it. I guess it's because it's free version, try a free demo version, but it won't let me change the path. So just let you FYI, if you download the same place I download that I suggest to download, you're going to run into the same kind of problem I have. So if you install the MAME4ALL, this you have to put all the ROM in the SD card, which is on the system, on this system. But with the other one, you could put it on the USB and your flash drive where you have more disk space, and you could put a lot of game in here, and then you could try all of them. And then the one that actually work and you really like it, then you can actually transfer into the the MAME4ALL. But so it depends on your preference. So I mean, if I got it working from an SD card, I'm just gonna leave it there and let it run on SD card. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's how you run the MAME and the MAME4DROID. That's how you set it up. And two joystick does work, but I cannot find a joystick that I have right now. And this is the only one that I have that it actually play. You could control the game, but the problem is you only could control one player. The one player character. You cannot control one player and second player with the D-pad. D-pad did not work. It only worked for one player, but the other button works. So that's the bummer. But the Xbox, definitely when you plug it in, it just light up, green. The button light up, but nothing work. So let me just demonstrate that. You plug it in, and sorry about my hand in this camera. Like you plug it in and nothing else works. It just light up and nothing work. So let me put this down. So as you can see, it light up, and right now the screen is, do you want to access out? I'm gonna say no. B, no. Let's go access out here. Okay. So we go into, I guess it doesn't matter which one. Well, let's try the one MAME4ALL. Oh, this is asking, do you want to set the ROM to default? If you say yes, it will set it. If you say no, it still doesn't ask you where you want to save it. So if I say no, it never come and ask me where you want to put it. See, it just sit there. So I have to click back and say, do you want to access out? Yes. So the screen just sit there, it won't let me change the path. So I come and say, yes, I want to set it as a default path. And so I just say yes. And since I already have the game in the SD card, it show up. So, and I think I already demoed this one, the moonwalk. Yeah, I already did this one already, because left is stay in the same place. So yeah, well, let's demonstrate with the, because I didn't demonstrate the one with the Xbox. So gotta plug in. I'm gonna press the coin. Coin doesn't do nothing. Press the start. Start doesn't do nothing. So the button doesn't do anything. It does not even start the game at all. So this thing, even I try to configure it, it won't config, because when I press the button, it doesn't configure it at all. So I can't get this to work. So, alright, thank you for watching. I hope you like it, and see you next time.